All right. All right, ladies, I am live in the studio tonight with a messy desk. I'm trying to move stuff out of the way that you don't get distracted by it. We'll see what happens here. Why I don't have any better lighting, but okay. We'll just give it a few minutes to see who all joins us tonight. Hello, Charlene. How are you doing tonight? 7 o'clock. My chimes are going off. All right. So we're just going to give it a few minutes until we see who else comes in. Oh, while I'm thinking about it, let me go get those cards. Just all right. I have some cards to give away tonight because we didn't give them away last week because I forgot. Hi, Karen. How have you been? Well, you haven't floated away. I know. Neither have we. Oh my, the rain has been terrible, terrible. I drove in some yesterday and I just about couldn't see. I almost pulled over because I couldn't see very good. All right, so we have got some cards to give away. And I cannot go back and look to see who posted right now at this time. But these are the cards that I made on May 22nd. So we're going to pull somebody's name from the group that we have tonight. We went to Marion, Indiana, and then we left there Tuesday morning and we drove to Chicago and then stayed the night in Joliet, Illinois, Tuesday night, and then finished the drive in yesterday. Um, it really rained bad yesterday driving. Hello, Anna. How are you? So we're just going to draw somebody's name tonight from the viewers to win these cards because I forgot and I didn't go back to see who had responded and commented. But these were from May 22nd. And then last week's cards, I didn't even do that because I got home yesterday or last night late and I went to bed. And today we had a doctor's appointment with Dorothy. Got home from that and I got started on today's cards. And somehow this morning I tweaked my back. And so my back is really bothering me tonight. So these were the two cards from last week. So we're going to do the same thing. This is like a little gift card. And I made one in this style. I made it for graduation for my cousin. So these are the two that we did last week on Thursday. So we're just going to draw and we're going to give away some cards tonight. All right. So you used to live on the El Paso, what is in the area? I don't know where that's at, Charlene. We stayed actually in outside of Warren, Indiana. It was like 16 miles from Marion. So it was a very nice trip. I seen my uncle, haven't seen him in probably 15 years. Hi, Nanette. Well, that's perfectly fine. At Karen, hint, hint. All right. So let's start tonight. I've got two really simple cards. It didn't take me long to figure them out. I got the idea for these card templates from close to Lake Michigan. We were Yeah, we were farther south, I guess, than that. We didn't go to Lake Michigan in Chicago. Oh my gosh, I hate Chicago traffic. Makes me a nervous wreck. But it was a fun trip. We took Audrey to the lip lab where we made our own lipstick, and that was really fun. I enjoyed doing that a lot. Um, I asked Audrey what color or what name I should give mine, and she said popping plum. So my lipstick is called poppin' plum.
Audrey's is called Audrey.
Yeah, Audrey just named her lipstick Audrey, and then Dorothy gave her lipstick
Sassy Classy.
Sassy Classy. So it was very fun, but oh my gosh, parking is expensive. For 2 hours, you paid $9 and something, and we had to be parked 4 hours. So that was almost $20 in parking because I didn't want to lose my parking place. So I just paid double for it. All right, so this is going to be, let's see, I think, no, that's the second card. This is the first card that we're going to make tonight. And I kind of wanted to use the Trusty Tools again. I know I used it last week, but it's a very versatile set, especially for masculine cards. And I don't think we really have a whole lot of stamps for the men. So I just wanted to kind of show you the different ways we can use the tools. Last week I used foil, and I did foil for the metal pieces and all. This week we're just going to stamp and die cut, and then we're going to use some of the Country Woods paper to make our background. So for this card, you have a regular card base, and I've got mine is pecan pie. So that's just 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. That's for my inside. Well, don't tell me I didn't cut it. Well, goofy me. Dorothy, there's a piece of paper over there where I just put the scraps and stuff, but I need this paper because I failed to cut my strips.
How big one, Mom?
I need them to be at least
This piece?
yeah, but I need two that size. No, there should be a long piece.
There's a big piece.
Okay. And then wouldn't you know it, I've lost my little direction sheet. Oh, there it is, because I threw it in the trash. Didn't want to do that.
Did you line Daisy's toys up in a row?
No, Audrey did.
Oh.
All right, so then I need to have two pieces that measure 4 by 1 3/4. We're just going to cut it all out of here. So 1 3/4. And I need to have two strips that are 1 3/4 by 4 inches. So there's one. And then I'm going to use this piece. I'm going to flip it over. I don't really need to. By 4. Oh, you guys can't really see me cutting, can you? And then I need to have one piece that is 4 by 5, 1 5/8. So this is 1 5/8 right here. Just cutting off a little teeny tiny bit, just so that these 3 strips will fit where I need them to. Don't know why I didn't cut that earlier when I was cutting the rest of that paper. Maybe that's when dinner arrived. I don't know. All right. So all you're going to do is line up these 3 pieces like so on your card front. Easy enough, right? These do not take any time at all. They're very simple cards, but you can do so much with it. And I'm going to show you when we get done making this card how is another way that you can make this card using any other stamp set and papers. Okay, you want to kind of lay it out. You're wanting your smaller one, the one that is 4 by 5, 1 5/8. That goes in your middle so that it fits properly. Am I still in view?
You need to come out.
There?
Yeah.
And this is going to go here. So, Karen, how was your vacation with your grandchildren? I've seen some of the pictures that you posted. Everyone goes there. They're all even. So now we've got that. So that's the front of our card so far. Then I have a piece that measures 2 3/4 by 3 5/8. And it just so happens in the tool set, there's a die that makes this pegboard. And this was cut from a 2 1/4 by 3 1/2 piece of paper in Pool Party. And then we're just going to layer that on top of our early espresso. And because this has holes in it, I just want to kind of go down in between those rows. I think the hardest thing with this die is getting all them little dots out of the die cut. Right, and we're just going to lay this down like so that there's a little piece of that early espresso showing. There we go. This piece is now going to go right there. And you could pop this up if you wanted to. Cherie informed us, I believe it was last week, that postage is going up. Fighting, yes, of course, fighting with the boys. Yes, hello, Cherie. I'm glad you made it tonight. So here is our focal point to lay right there. And before we got started online tonight, I went ahead and all I did was stamp my hammer and my wrench, and I stamped it on gray granite with smoky slate. Okay. So yeah, other than the boys fighting, everything was good, huh? I'm glad to hear that, Karen. Let's see. I'm just kind of reading the comments. All right. So now what I did is I'm just going to take some mini dimensionals. And there they are. And I'm going to use my handy dandy take your pick tool. We're going to put some minis on here. The minis will work better on these little tools because they're not, you have smaller spaces to put them on. So yeah, I'm glad to be back home though. I don't sleep well. I sleep well in hotels, but my head always hurts. My neck always hurts because of the pillows. So, oops, that must not be one. Put one up there. 2 on the handle. You could, if you wanted to, you could die cut these. I'm not die cut them, but die cut the pieces, like die cut the hammer, the little top part here, and then the wooden piece there. But for this card tonight, I thought that it just being stamped in the gray on the gray granite would be fine. I think I beg your pardon, Susie Bell. You did not stamp that in. Yeah, you did. Yes, you did. I can't remember now. I'm second guessing myself. I might have used basic gray on Smoky Slater. I don't know. It's the gray papers. Smoky Slate, gray granite. All right. And now I'm just going to take my hammer and I'm going to attach it down there. And I did do something that I shouldn't have. And I don't need this one little dimensional because that's going to get glued down on our hammer there. So any big plans for the weekend, girls? I have an appointment with Audrey on Saturday that we'll go to. And then I will probably come home, and if the weather's nice, I will probably see if I can't work outside and get some of the weeds pulled from around here. All right. And I wanted to do a happy birthday, but I didn't want it to be this long. So all I did was I stamped it on a piece that matched my tools, and I'm going to cut off a little bit at the bottom. You could measure this if you wanted to. I'm not. I probably should because I never cut a straight line. Okay. And now I'm going to take and I'm going to cut up my end, cut in the center on an angle, and then over on my happy and cut it. So now we have happy birthday. And I am just going to lay those down flat so that there's no more dimension to it. Now our happy. Oh, that sounds fun. You have a craft get together. You're going to do flower shopping and creating DSP samplers with a demo frame. How fun. Yes, Karen, it is definitely better to sleep in your own house or in your own bed. And the older I have gotten, the more I don't really want to stay at somebody's house. My cousin offered for us to stay there, but it was like, no, I want to be able to get up when I want to, basically, and then go to bed when I want to and just kind of lounge around. All right, so there is that. Now our inside to this, I just took my piece of paper of white and I'm going to stamp in this basic gray. We're going to stamp our hammer. And you could have this as a thank you card. You could have it as, if you wanted to make an anniversary card for a gentleman, you could. Okay, so this will go inside. I know I missed stamping this week, though. All I did was drive. Dorothy didn't want to drive hardly at all. She was bored. She always gets bored riding in the car. She's my navigator, though. She's good at navigating me. Oops. I didn't make that as short as I should have. Now I'm going to come in back in here. It's my handle. We're going to stamp it off. And there we have our hammer handle. Say that 3 times fast. Okay, I am going to do coffee, chat, and a card tomorrow morning, ladies, at 9. I am changing the time from 10 to 9. Hopefully then this summer we can get people to come join us before it's too late in the day. All right, so we're done with those two. And we are done with this card. Now, if you wanted to, you could put some embellishments on here. I'm not going to. I might decide to before I send my card out. But for tonight, we're not putting any embellishments on it. But it turns out a really cute card, and it's very simple with just using paper and stamps and inks. And I'm only using really one color ink. This must have been Smoky Slate on Smoky Slate. It must have been because Smoky Slate is in my box. All right. So that's our card. And this is gray granite because that's a little bit darker shade of gray. So I pulled out a different wrong piece, but you know what? It's all good. All right. So that's card number 1 for us tonight. Let me show you another example of how to use that same layout or that same measurements. This is one, and it's the same concept. It has the 3 strips of paper, and then it has your focal image. And I just made this up really quick before we went live. Cute card I've bundled but haven't. You should, Nanette. It's really, yeah, I know. It's always I've used it a couple of times, but last week I used it, and this week I thought, since it's being like Father's Day, and I know that a lot of us don't have our dads anymore, but we do have sons and son-in-laws and friends that we could send a Father's Day card to or a happy birthday card. But this is the same concept. So you can do this either direction. I could have turned this one this way if I wanted to. So this was just another example that I made up to show you how it would work going the other direction. All right, our next card is really simple too. This is the card. Now we're going to dress it up a little bit. I did take and do some embossing, heat embossing with my tools. So we'll go ahead and get our stamping done. So this is just your regular card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. This is our inside piece. It's 4 1/4 or 4 by 5 1/4. Then I have a strip of Poppy Parade, and this measures 4 by 1.5 inches. So it's 4 inches by 1.5. Then I have 3 little squares that are 1 1/4 by 1 1/4, and you need 3 of those. So we'll start our stamping. We'll set that aside. This is just a piece of scrap for me to stamp the happy birthday on. So for these, I am going to use our tape measure, that one, and our wrench, my pencil, nuts and bolts, pencil, inside, happy birthday. I'm using Poppy Parade ink as well as the Darling Duckling. So let's go ahead and stamp. We'll stamp our happy birthday and our Poppy Parade. I wanted a chunky birthday to kind of fill in down at the bottom. All right, so happy birthday. And with that one, we'll cut that out here in just a little bit. All right, so we're done with the Poppy Parade for right now. Let's go ahead and do our tools. We're going to do our, I think I used the basic gray to stamp my pieces with. So here's one of those little squares, and here's my wrench. And we're not going to stamp the whole thing. It's going to be kind of stamped off. There's our wrench. And then here is our tape measure. And you're not going to see the whole tape measure either. We're going to cut it about, stamp it about halfway off. So you're just going to see part of it. And then our pencil, we're going to stamp it 3 times. So there's once and twice and 3 times. So there's our pencil. We're done with the basic gray. We'll come in with our second stamps. The pencil's going to get the Darling Duckling. So they have the stamps that are, whoops, that. So we're just going to put this down on an angle, and as best as I can see it, since I'm not right over my paper, I'm just stamping the inside of my pencil, just like so. And then for our inside of our tape measure is also going to be in that. Can't do it where that's stamped off. I couldn't tell which I was stamping. Okay, so there we have that. So now we have all of our, I got on the inside. Oh, we've got a tape measure on the inside, but instead of using the yellow, I used the popular color. Go ahead and do that. While we have all of this out. There you go. Found it and quit looking for my basic gray. We're just going to stamp this little guy right down here at the bottom. I got to clean my stamp to do the inside. I was trying to make this with, let's see, what colors was I working with to start with? I don't remember. But then I thought, I think black and Poppy Parade would be kind of pretty. So there's our Poppy Parade tape measure. You could use this card for even women who are handy with tools. That is not me. I am terrified of power tools. I don't want to use power tools because I'm afraid that I will hurt myself, and I can't possibly afford to do that. I mean, what if I cut my finger off or something? That would be awful. Right, now we're going to come in with our Versamark, and we're going to decorate the front of our card. Just put my stamps away here. Before we do that, though, let's go ahead and stick down our little images here that are going to go across the top of our card. So I want my tape measure over here. Then I want my plain one right there. And then I want my pencils on this side. And we're going to have them go in that direction. So these are just going to be equally spaced. Oops, I got Poppy Parade opened over here. I'll end up putting my elbow in it. I know. For sure, for sure. So you just want to, I'm just using my glue, my liquid glue for this. I find it easier. I don't know. I've really begun liking my glue. I don't know. I never used to, but Here lately, I use it all the time. All right, so there's one. We're going to just kind of place the second one just to see where my third one needs to come so that they're all as evenly spaced as you can get them. That looks good. My biggest problem is trying to get the tops and the bottoms lined up if I do my left and right. Glue on my fingers. I know I'm concentrating. All right, there we go. That looks good. Do our center one. I know I think maybe I'm going to pull weeds, but if I don't get my back to go back in, I'm not pulling weeds because that'll be too much on my back. Oh, shucks, then I guess I would just have to come in and stamp. All right, so that is our focal point for the front of our card. Let's go ahead and I'm just going to take and cut out the happy birthday. And you all know me, I don't do fussy cutting, but this, it looked fine. It was big bubbles and or bubble letters, and I figured I could do this and look okay. Not real curvy. I have a cool sketch for tomorrow. It's going to be different than what we've done in the past.
Different than what we've done in the past?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's going to be a sketch, but it's going to be kind of, we haven't done one like this one. It's not just round off that corner a little bit. So there you go. So I just kind of cut out my happy birthday. Now we are going to take this piece, our basic black, and we are going to do some heat embossing. As soon as Sue finds her heat embossing stuff that she has here. There's my...
You're such a hot mess.
I know. There's my embossing powder. What did I do with my embossing buddy?
You gave it to me.
I gave it to my embossing buddy?
Mhm.
I didn't think I'd given my embossing buddy to you. I gave you the embossing powder. Oh, I guess I did. Me bad. Okay, throw it. Thank you very much. I guess I did. I remember putting it back in the bag. Oh, let's see. Oh, Sherry, I know you make all kinds of stuff, but I don't know. Power tools to me are, for me, they're dangerous because I just know I would end up hurting myself. All right, I'm going to take the nuts and bolts that they have in this set, and I'm just going to start stamping them every which way with Versamark. No really rhyme or reason, just kind of turning my stamp because we're going to emboss those in silver for like a realistic look. And just to kind of give, oops, I kind of missed that one. Yeah, we might put the strip up there so that it covers up my boo-boo. I tried it without the background being done, and it just was too plain for me. And so I didn't want it to be too plain. So there is our inking. Now I'm going to take my silver embossing powder, and we're going to emboss those nuts and bolts. And I see that I want to maybe put one right up here in the corner. Maybe do another one down here in this corner because it didn't turn out very good. So we'll do that. And let's just stick it up there in that corner. We'll put some more. All right, set that aside. I got embossing powder all over my desk. You should know it.
Maybe
Much
you get embossing powder all over your desk.
Well, normally I don't. I'm just taking and picking that up with my lint roller. Those are all the little dots from that die cut, ladies, that I had sticking all over the place. All right. We are going to emboss, so it's going to get loud. The happy birthday is from, it's one of the new ones, Nanette. Let me finish this embossing and then I can show you the set. It's one of the newer sets that we just got. Hot. Where I missed the top of my screw on several of these. The happy birthday is from that set. I think I moved it back over without realizing that I had it. I still needed to put a stamp away. That's it. Pattern of friendship is the happy birthday because it's got that bubble look to it. So it's from the pattern of friendship. All right, so we've got our embossing done now. That looks pretty good. We're going to give this another good crease. We're going to do it on the back side. And now all we have left to do is just put the card together. See how simple that was? So we're going to put this up towards the top. And you can use your adhesive tape runner if you want. Like I said, I've just really gotten used to using my glue. And some of those that we stamped are not going to show all the way, but they're going to peek out from underneath our strip. There's that. And you can kind of decide where you want to put your happy birthday. You can kind of put it to where some of those nuts and bolts peek out from behind it. I think we'll put it right there. So here we go. And then we put our inside in. And we are finished with this card. I have another one to show you on this one. I made it as a thank you card. I'm going to send it to my cousin. There is our inside. Dorothy, would you write down everybody's names that are on tonight? We're going to give away the 4 cards, 1 to each person. So we'll draw 4 times. Once they've been drawn, then they're not put back in. So I don't know how many people we have watching. All right, so there is the card. Let me clean this stuff up. And I will show you the other card that I made. Like that. Okay, well, there's 5 of you watching. We are going to draw 4 names for the last 2 weeks of cards. So the one that doesn't get pulled, oh, I think Sue could send you something. I can send you a card. All right, so this is the card that I made using that same template, but using the butterfly stamps and clear embossing folder or clear embossing powder. And then I did it with Poppy Parade in black. And then I did a little circle punch for my hello. And then I will probably put some gems on here or something. I just hadn't pulled them. Okay, so there are the 2 cards from tonight, and I hope you ladies like those. Whoops, those same 2 cards, right? Ding, ding. These are the 2 cards from tonight. All right, so Dorothy has our names. Audrey, do you want to come pull the names out of the hat to see who's going to win cards tonight? Okay, so this is one. Your mama's got the names. This is the gift holder from last week. This was the feminine birthday card that we did last week. And so the first person, Charlene, I don't want to skip you. You don't have to be skipped. Okay. When I draw your name, you can pick out which. Oh, Nanette, you don't want to be included in the drawing? Why not? It's always fun to get happy mail. Okay. So it's my rules, my game. Everybody gets their name in. All right. So you get to pick which card you want. All right. First name.
Hold on. I didn't realize you.
Oh, she didn't want them individually. Because I may even give away, let's give away 2 of these because I can remake this one really simple. So we're going to give these 2 away. So we're going to draw everybody's name out and you get to draw, or you get to tell me number 1, which is this one, number 2, number 3, number 4, or number 5. Okay, oops, here's number 5. All right. Something is up with my.
All right, the first one.
Yes. Who's the first one, sis? Da-da-da-da.
Charlene.
Charlene. Okay, Charlene. Card number 1, 2, 3, or 4. Which one do you want? You got to play along with me. Charlene wants number 4. Okay. Let me get a sticky note so that I can put names on these. Otherwise, Sue will forget because my brain is that little. All right. So Charlene gets this one. Okay. The next one. Cherie. 1, 2, or 3. Cherie. Cherie wants number 1. Okay. All right. The next one. Karen. 2 or 3? Karen wants number 2. Okay. And the next one, you get your choice between number 3, the butterfly, or another tool set.
Yeah.
Anna, which one would you like, girl? The butterfly or the tools? And then whichever one is left, Nanette, it's yours. Oh, Anna, do you want the butterflies or the tools? The butterfly one opens up, remember? That's Anna wants number 2, so she wants the tools. Okay, Nanette, you get this one. Congratulations to all of my lovely ladies out there. Okay, and then we'll be back on track. I will know who's made comments for next week for the cards. You are all awesome and you're welcome. I don't mind. I have got so many cards, ladies, that I need to just start sending boxes of cards to people. So you are all very, very welcome. I appreciate all of you, whether you're a demonstrator and you watch me, or you're one of my customers, or if you have a demonstrator and you still watch me, I appreciate it because it gives me confidence to continue to do what I love doing, and that's making cards and then sharing them with all of you. So that's what I have tonight for you. Remember, coffee, chat, and a card tomorrow morning, Friday, June 6th at 9:00 a.m. Okay, so we're starting an hour earlier than what we had been. All right, ladies, you all have a wonderful weekend. Be safe out there, and we'll see you hopefully tomorrow. Bye.